I love coffee, but I tell you what, coffee tastes even better when you're watching the sunrise from a kayak. Folks, if you have never watched the sunrise from a kayak while drinking coffee, I highly recommend it. It is a beautiful day on the water. I've got 3 rods with me today. I'm really after whatever bites, mostly panfish, but I tell you what, I'm just thankful to be fishing. These days, I don't get as many fishing trips, so every chance I get to catch some fish, I'm going to take it, and it truly is a blessing. Now, today, like I said, I mostly just want to fish, but I also wanted to talk about this reel right here. I got it about 5 years ago, and it's just withstood the test of time. I think it was about $30, and quite frankly, for a budget reel, I'm just really impressed. So I wanted to share it with you because a lot of you ask me what's a good ultralight reel to get started, and I think that's a good suggestion. So we're gonna get to that in a minute, but before we do, I wanted to go ahead and do something special. Shout out to my wife. We've made it past a year of marriage. She's been an incredible mother to my child, and she is just the most amazing blessing that I could have ever asked for in life. So Jocelyn, this one's for you. Hopefully I can catch some big fish for you, but if I can't, no matter what, I just wanted to dedicate a video to my wonderful wife because she is truly the most amazing thing that ever happened to me, and I just can't be thankful enough for her. So enough rambling about that. Why don't we start catching fish, because I know that's what most of you want to see. Let's go. These days, because the trips that I take are so short, I've been taking this kayak. Love this kayak, but the one downside is if I was to be able to take my other kayak, I'd be a lot better rigged to be able to find the fish quicker. The pedal drive system obviously makes it more comfortable to fish with all day, but then in addition to that, I'm rigged up with a fish finder, and it's not necessarily about finding fish with the fish finder, but it allows me to find those deeper weed edges, and that's where a lot of times those fish are. So unfortunately, I'm just fishing blind. That's okay, you know, it is what it is. Fishing blind is just part of it, but I sure wish I had my fish finder right now. I actually caught a bass this morning before I was recording. The sun wasn't even up yet. It was really small, but at least I have not got skunked today. Finally. What do we got here? I bet this is a little bass. All right, well, it's been a slow morning so far, but I'll tell you what, I am thankful for this little guy right here. Been a slow morning. I've been exploring some new water that I don't fish typically. Man, he's got some fight in him. And this reel, I'm gonna talk about it in a second. I'm sure you're waiting to hear what I'm talking about. This reel right here has been good to me over the years. Not a very big bass, but on ultralight with 2-pound fluorocarbon, not gonna complain about it either. Donkey Tail Jr. right in the lip. All right, let's not run into this guy's dock. There we go. Okay, so as far as what reel I am speaking about, this is the Shimano Sienna 1000. This is literally like a $30 reel. I got it 5 years ago. The design looks different these days as far as the colors go, but I think it's virtually the exact same reel. And quite frankly, this thing has held up over the years really well. I've landed carp and catfish and bass on this, and the drag has actually been incredible for a $30 reel. So if you're looking for a budget ultralight reel, what I typically suggest is either a Shimano or a Daiwa size 1000, and the Sienna is definitely a good reel to try out. Yes, I'm fishing offshore, completely blind, no fish finder, and I found, oh my gosh, that's a bluegill. I thought it was gonna be a crappie. That's a big bluegill. Oh, thank goodness. I'm using a double jig rig with like crappie type baits. I thought maybe I'll go find some crappie, and no, that's a big gill. All right. You know, I finally just said, screw it. I can only fish up in the shallows for so long. I knew the fish were offshore, but the problem is, you know, I have no fish finder. You know, fishing out of this kayak, I love this kayak, but I don't have a fish finder. Oh gosh, chill out. Chill out, buddy, chill out. I don't have a fish finder, and that's just so critical, especially with water this color. I can't see anything. I can't see. Okay, he is like right in my crotch right now. Can you chill? He's actually a pretty long fish. He's not a 10-incher, but it's a nice fish. That's like an 8-inch gill. Boom shakalaka. Also, this is a new rod. I'm gonna do a video on this at some point. It's from Jinko Fishing. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but I met those guys at iCast, and they wanted me to try this rod, so shout out to Jinko. This is more of a crappie stick. It's on the heavier side. I think they consider this a light rod, but it's definitely you know, a pretty stout feeling rod. It's nowhere near an ultralight. I feel like it's gonna be such a fun crappie stick, to tell you the truth. Arg. Blind fishing offshore is not ideal. I haven't even had a bite since that first fish. I have no way of knowing if I'm casting into the strike zone or not. It's kind of frustrating. I think it's just important I find the right weed edge. It's just hard to know where that is. This braid is supposed to be white, but it's turning into like this dooky green color because of the water. Like this is just straight filmy. It's so gross. Really, a fish is a fish, I suppose. I actually just bought this reel. This is another budget Shimano Sedona 1000. I put 4-pound nanofill on it, and I gotta say, I am still not sure about nanofill. Part of me likes it, part of me hates it. I'm very mixed on this line right here. Guess I might as well just fish with 2 poles at one time. There we go. It's probably just a little dinky gill, but I will take it. Oh, it's just a little dinky bass, I believe. Or is that a perch? That would be a perch. Okay. God, I'll take anything at this point. It's just been a weird day. Okay, not a bad little perch. Nothing giant, but not terrible. Sweet. Okay, well, we caught another fish on the Shimano Sienna, which is kind of what this video is about, but kind of not. You know, all these reels that I'm using today, I like. There's another fish. I'm glad I had my horsefly in the water. This one, what's this gonna be? Oh, I guess I'm in the land of perch right now. Cool, 2 in a row. They've got those black dots all over them, that little like parasite type thing. See you, buddy. I've gotten to the point where pretty much all ultralight reels that I use, they're all size 1000. You can obviously see that they can vary in shapes and sizes a little bit, but for the most part, they tend to hold the same line capacity. So I've got 2 Shimanos, and then I've got this Daiwa with me as well. I love this Daiwa. It's also a pretty high-end reel. Okay, how about a quick update? Honestly, today's fishing trip has been pretty slow. I'm happy to have caught the fish I've caught, but it's just not quite been as fast as I would like it to happen. That's all good. I trust the process. I've only got a little bit of time left, but I'm gonna go ahead and just grind it out, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed that I can catch a couple more fish. That being said, I did want to kind of call out that this Shimano Sienna 1000, if you're just looking for a budget-friendly ultralight reel, I would say that this is a great option. I've put it to the test over time. I've caught a lot of fish on it. I've caught big fish, small fish, and everything in between. And quite frankly, it's done well for me. It's not like the fanciest thing in the world. It's obviously made of a lot of plastic parts. It's not necessarily something that's probably built to last, but it has lasted me 5 years, so I imagine it'll keep going. And I would highly recommend it. The drag seems really, really smooth for a $30 reel. I don't think you can go wrong. So if you just want to get on the water, I think this is a good ultralight reel to do so. Anyways, I'm gonna get back to fishing, and guys, fingers crossed, no matter what. It's a blessing to be on the water. Like I said, I just don't get a lot of time to fish these days, so even if it's a tough day of fishing, it sure beats, you know, sitting around and doing nothing. I love fishing no matter what. And I tell you what, the challenging days actually make the good days that much more fun and that much more rewarding. So always keep that in mind. When you're having a challenging day on the water, try to keep your head up and trust the process, because a day like this, sure, it's kind of frustrating, but next time I get out and hammer the fish, it's gonna be that much sweeter. Anyways, let's get back to it. There we go. Another perch. Huh. I'm actually surprised at how many perch I've caught today. I've only caught like 1 perch here in my life. May I have my jig back, please? Thank you. All right, perch it up, baby. Okay, I tell you what, I just beached my kayak and it is time to go home. I don't have time to ramble. All in all, today's trip was meh, but it was a nice day on the water and I can't complain too much. Guys, if you have any questions about ultralight fishing, or if you ever have any suggestions for content, that sort of thing, feel free to drop a comment below. I always do like hearing from you. I hope you have a great day. We'll catch you next time.